Spotlight.
This is Akashvani. In the program Spotlight, now we bring you a discussion on Pragati, transforming governance and infrastructure execution. The participants are Praful Ketkar, political analyst, and Anubha Rohatgi, anchor.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi yesterday chaired the 53rd Pragati meeting and reviewed, among other things, 6 major infrastructure projects worth an investment of more than 30,000 crore rupees collectively. Spanning 9 states, the projects are in the railway, road and power sectors. To understand the significance of this meeting, its relevance for the country's development and its citizens, and other related issues, political analyst Praful Ketkar now joins me in Akashvani's Spotlight program. Mr. Ketkar, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Mr. Ketkar, before we talk about the issues discussed in the latest meeting of Pragati, can you tell us what exactly is the Pragati platform and what is its significance?
In 2015, Prime Minister Modi, when gave a call for less government and more governance, he launched a multi-purpose, multimodal platform with the abbreviation Pragati, which means proactive governance and timely implementation. So it can be translated in English as progress. So it is basically a platform for interaction and integration of various governance projects and its timely monthly review. So to address common man's grievances, what kind of expectations are there, how the projects are going, whether certain difficulties are there in execution process. It's simultaneous monitoring at various levels. Then reviewing, multiple programs simultaneously. And at the same time, whether union government projects and the state government projects and various ministries within the union government, whether they are on the same page when it comes to a particular project, because there will be multiple authorities involved in any project execution of any state. So to bring in this one, integration, and 2, interaction, this program and this platform was launched, and now it has completed almost more than 11 years now, and we can see the difference it has made when it comes to the implementation of project and governance delivery system in India.
During the review yesterday, Prime Minister Modi also stressed that infrastructure projects should be viewed and monitored as an integrated whole rather than as isolated or individual packages. Why is this approach important?
As I said, any project, multiple ministries are involved, state governments are involved. In many cases, you require land. The land is a state subject. You have to acquire land where either state government authorities or individuals are involved. So you require a lot of integration while planning the project. And if you don't take them into account at the planning stage, then your execution stage leads to multiple delays. So this integration is critical at the planning level, various ministries, states, and implementing agencies. All these 3 important constituents in any project making and execution, if they are not on the same page while considering the project, then the desired objectives cannot be achieved in a timely fashion. And that is the reason this integration is very, very critical while planning the project itself. It reduces the time period, it reduces the cost also.
Right. And that's the reason the Prime Minister said that speed and quality must go hand in hand. What do you make of that?
This has been a dilemma in various governments when they think about delivery when it comes to various government projects, whether related to transport, energy, or public infrastructure, or even for that matter social housing. But what we see in last few years, that we are completing many mega projects in a timely fashion. In fact, there are many projects which were lingering on for decades. We have completed in last decade or so. So quality and quantity in terms of speed, in terms of the targets we achieve. Like for example, when it comes to national highways, 146,000 kilometers of national highways have been constructed across the country to improve interstate logistics and travel time. Now, many times, when we achieve these kind of numbers, or for example, railways, railway track expansion has increased to 34,000 kilometers. In fact, 34,000 kilometers of new tracks were laid, and that also with full electrification of broad gauge routes. So that kind of delivery generally leads to compromise on quality front. Prime Minister precisely was insisting on this particular dimension because if you achieve your targets in time, but they are not qualitative enough, then there will be a recurring cost to it. And the
Yes.
final objective of the project cannot be achieved. That is delivering that infrastructure to the people, common people, so that there is ease of living. Their basic needs are fulfilled. If that is not happening, and every rainy season or every change of season the roads are need to be repaired or reconstructed, then your original objective is not achieved. And that is why we need to balance between the quality aspect and the speed aspect in any project delivery.
Now, adopting an integrated approach to infra projects requires coordination between various ministries, departments, and the center and state governments. How challenging can this coordination be, and what role does a platform like Pragati play in, smoothing this and making it a smooth transition, a smooth coordination between the various agencies?
Any government project, and especially the big infrastructure project, they have multiple feasibility aspects. For example, of course, there is one financial aspect, there is environmental aspect, availability of land, then what kind of agencies that are involved in executing that project, then what kind of technological know-how they have. So now all these subjects come under various ministries and various governments. Land many a times is the state subject, so the land revenue department of the state will let us know about particular project, what kind of land is available. If there are private parties, then private party you have to procure the land, then you require environmental clearance for that, you require technological support, you require a tendering process, so finance ministry is involved, you require a technological support, so many a times IT ministry is involved. So how to integrate and bring everybody on the same page when it comes to planning and execution of one project, that is the most challenging task, because many a times various ministries have their own precedents and they are not very keen to change those rules as per the need of the time. Like for example, I remember one project related to the aviation industry. One big project was supposed to come near the airport, and because of the rules of the aviation sector, that project was not getting the sanction. The National Highway Authority of India, then they combinedly rolled on the project, and finally it got the clearance. So the delays many times happen because of this kind of mindset. Then there are political obstacles when you have different kind of states ruled by different political parties in two states, or a state and the center. Then you have difference of opinion while making one project. That also can be bridged through platform like Pragati, because then you bring in various stakeholders on one platform with the help of technology. You address their concerns and find a way out, so that they also get the credit when it comes to project conception and the implementation. So most of the times this political aspect also lead to the delay.
Right.
Then acquisition is one very important aspect. There multiple agencies are involved, multiple ministries are involved, and in this I think Pragati like platform can help us in find common modalities to address these roadblocks in while implementing mega projects, especially related to infrastructure.
Prime Minister Modi has also called for exploring common utility corridors for infrastructure services while planning especially major transport and infrastructure projects. What role can such utility corridors play in reducing costs and disruptions in the implementation?
Common utility corridors for infrastructure services can be very effective tool if we have integrated approach we talked about. Because many a times, most of the produce, the increase in cost happens because of the transportation. And you require multiple, modes of transportation. Like for example, if you are importing something or you are exporting something, then you require ships. So you require ports. Connected to ports, you require either railway or road connectivity, and then it reaches up to the actual market or the processing industry. Now, in this entire thing, if you have, for example, near the port, a corridor which can be used by the shipping ministry, by the road transport ministry, and by the railway ministry, then such multiple or common utility corridor, one can reduce the pressure on the land and the land acquisition process. Two, it can also help in effective and optimum utilization of that corridor. And thirdly, it can reduce the actual transportation cost also for many products. As we have seen in the case of railway freight corridor, there we tried to see that there are multiple parallel links to the national highways so that the railway corridor and the national highways can go hand in hand when it comes to the transportation. These common approach and common utility corridors, I think, can be, and in private players, very often use create these kind of facilities so that the cost can be shared and optimum utilization is ensured. I think in public sector also, if we have this approach at multiple levels, then common utility corridors can be very effective when it comes to the major transport and infrastructure projects.
The meeting also focused on AgriStack under the Digital Agriculture Mission and using artificial intelligence to extract greater value from agricultural data. What can this mean in practical terms for farmers?
AgriStack is a revolutionary idea when it comes to creating farmers registry. It is a platform that was created and to actually create a kind of database of farmers, a federal database, you can say, or federal registry for all the farmers in the country. That data will ultimately lead to the utilization in planning for our food security, our procurement process when it comes to the food grains. So it is basically bringing together high quality data and to make this data easily available to all the stakeholders so that they can plan and execute. So under Ministry of MIT, this India 2.0 AgriStack is being built to support the agriculture and Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. So there was an integration of one ministry with another in this. It also allowed a federal or cooperative federalism approach. So we know which state is producing and focusing on which kind of food grain. And then we can plan accordingly what kind of food grains we are going to procure. And the farmers also are assured about what kind of rates and what kind of guarantee they are getting when it comes while they are producing certain food grains. So I think it is a multi-stakeholders. Here, I just want to flag one point.
Right.
Some states have taken a lead in this, that many farmers are skeptical about registering themselves on this database simply because they find another stage is added in their procurement process, which is not the case. This is a one-time process, but perhaps they need some kind of orientation and training, and many cooperative societies can be involved in this training process.
Would you also say that the outcomes of these meetings can also help in anticipating issues and problems of the future, that one may come across in infrastructures in future?
Oh, certainly. The kind of role it has played, this platform, in training, in awareness, in education, in sensitization. In fact, many times, public grievance system also has been created through Pragati. So many people register their grievances also through this, related to particular project or generic suggestions. So for example, senior citizens related many grievances were registered. So senior citizens related policies came into existence. So many youth related issues came up, or as I flagged, agriculture related issues and agricultural data related issues. So Pragati is a more integrated approach when it comes to not just a project conception and the execution, but also taking up policy initiatives as per the people's expectations and grievances. So in that sense, Pragati has become a very, very important platform to have a more integrated policy mechanism and make the governance more people friendly.
Mr. Praful Ketkar, thank you so much for joining us in Akashvani's Spotlight program and sharing your views.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You were listening to a discussion on Pragati, Transforming Governance and Infrastructure Execution. The participants were Praful Ketkar, Political Analyst, and Anubha Rohatgi, Anchor.
Spotlight.